The scene was chaotic outside Georgia's parliament building overnight as some 1,500 demonstrators pushed demands the president resign. They also wanted to disrupt the military parade set to mark the country's Independence Day. Some tried to scale the walls outside the building. Police responded by firing tear gas to break up the crowd. They brought in water cannon as well and then advanced in large numbers in full riot gear, wearing helmets and carrying shields to break up the protest just minutes after the permit for the demonstration expired at midnight. Some witnesses said the police also fired rubber bullets. One protester flung a makeshift weapon back. Officials said 90 people were arrested. Police said at least one officer and a demonstrator were killed, hit by cars fleeing the rally after the violence began. Dozens of police and protesters were injured and remained hospitalized in the wake of the clashes. But morning found soldiers ready for the day's events, with no immediately visible sign of the unrest the night before. President Mikhail Saakashvili offered a salute to the assembled forces before addressing them. He blamed the protesters for the violence, charging they didn't really want freedom of speech, but were bent on confrontation instead. And he added the disorder was orchestrated from outside the country, a thinly veiled accusation aimed at Russia, which is hostile to his leadership. Saakashvili and the opposition traded charges about who was to blame for the deaths. Their dissatisfaction with his rule, which they call oppressive, has been growing since a violent police crackdown on protests back in 2007 and his brief abortive conflict with Russia a year later when Georgia's government lost control of two separatist regions. The parade went ahead smoothly, however, with troops marching and armored personnel carriers rumbling past the president. Karen Sloan, The Associated Press.